Raffi's Stealth Comm, a kit from Limey Builds. I'm not quite done with this yet. I still have a bit more to go, but I'm really happy with how this turned out so far and just wanted to show it off a little bit. So Picard Season 3, they gave Raffi a prop that as soon as I saw what looked like a fancy belt buckle, I'm like, hang on a minute. And then later on, we get to see the old school flip-top communicator brought into the next generation time period in the form of Raffi's stealth communicator. Now, this is a kit by Limey Builds. I'm not done yet, as I've said, so I'm sure your eyes have already drifted straight to the big piles of ugly going on up here. I'll get to that in a moment. But being a huge fan of the old flip tops, you know, like Pike very accurately said in the Lower Decks crossover episode of Strange New Worlds, the flippy open part's the best part. So I had to have it, and Limey Builds did an excellent job of replicating it in every single detail. So you're looking at under 20 parts or so to make the full assembly here, but there's some really small parts. I mean, hell, the gear, dome, and rings assembly here, this is 4 pieces. Took quite a bit of very careful work to get everything painted, aligned, etc., and so on. These exterior chevrons or Chevy logos or whatever you want to call them are separate pieces from the lid. Now, the reason for the big yuck in here, which is the last part of the cleanup I still have to do and a little bit of finishing on the painting, is the only flaw in the kit is that this 3D printed lid, except for the 2 little silver bars, is one piece, and the print material is very brittle here. So me, you know, not exactly being gentle-handed, I kind of unintentionally snapped both of the wheels off. So I had to custom fit nails, these are nail tops, by bending them to the right shape and cutting them to the proper length, and then drilling through holes in the wheel hinge. So that way this will stay put. But now it's nice and durable. Here, let me take it off there we go. This is mounted with magnets. I also, like I said, it's not finished. I still have to put gold to match these on here. This is the belt clip, which, let's see if I can do this single-handed. There we go. The belt here, you know, goes through there. You can barely see it, but inside there's a pair of magnets in there. And then these pieces are separate so they can be painted easier and put on. The stand is 2 pieces and designed so that way this will just drop right on there. And the cuts that you saw in the paint of the stand are because the magnets that I used are ones I had as a local source. Limey wasn't able to send it with the magnets from the UK. So there's also a pair of magnets inside here. Things I still have to do on this, obviously cut down all the excess of the glue and then paint over the sanded parts of where the original connections were. And then finish the lid off with the same spray sealant that I've used on the rest of the piece. Now, the only part off of the actual from the pictures I've seen that I decided to go with here is the gear underneath the dome, and the dome is really perfect. Is I went with gunmetal, which I've used on some of my other prop replicas, and on the actual prop it's dull black, similar to most of the rest of the prop, but I didn't want to go that route, so I wanted to do something a little different with my own. So here we are, Raffi's Stealth Comm. Possibly one of my favorite iterations of the good old flip top, right up there with the Star Trek 3 version and the Strange New Worlds version and the original version and the Star Trek 5 version and the Star Trek this. Yeah, they made a lot of them, and I'll eventually have all of them, I'm sure. But newest addition to the collection, and a very fun kit to build. Incredibly well designed, excellent tolerances, and like I said, there was only one flaw to the kit, which I figured out my own way to resolve. And if you order and make your own from Limey, then you'll figure your own route as well, even if you just make it static and pretty like a nice little statue. Or, like I've made sure to make mine, cosplay worthy and cosplay capable because it's sufficiently durable. But yeah, top quality prop, very happy with it, and once I'm done playing with it and enjoying messing around with it, then finally I'll get around to finishing it, I'm sure. So yeah, probably about 2-3 years from now I'll finish it.